Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ on News Central Television. Let's, of course, talk about developing issues in Nigeria, where I did mention earlier that just days away, the gubernatorial polls will be holding in Edo State. Already, there's drama and a lot to talk about. The recent development being the fact that the People's Democratic Party has said it will not sign the peace accord. The reason they gave is that their members have been arrested illegally and they demand their release. These members, according to them, were arrested and taken to Abuja. And for that reason, they insist that for them to sign a peace accord ahead of the polls, these members should be brought back to the state and, released, given the circumstance of their arrest, even though the police have said that these individuals did commit a crime. And that's the reason for the arrest. Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by Dennis Ohakire. He's an APC chieftain. He joins virtually from Edo State. Thank you for your time, Dennis.
Thank you, Dakbo.
All right.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to having me join this discourse.
All right. Also joining me at some point, I believe, will be Eseosa. Ewere is the spokesperson for the Asue-Ogie Campaign Council. We do not have him now, but will be joining us in the course of the conversation. But let me start with you, Dennis. Your immediate reaction to the People's Democratic Party not signing the peace accord, ahead of the Google polls in Edo State.
Very, very unfortunate. Unfortunate because Edo State is a state that, it's peopled by responsible, forward-looking, smart and articulate citizenry. And for the governor of a state like Edo State, to look statesmen in the face, statesmen like General Abdulsalam Abubakar and the respected Father Matthew Kuka, and say to them, we are not going to sign a peace accord, and indeed went ahead not to sign that peace accord, is very unfortunate. But not that, some of us are surprised with. Some of us who have seen and watched the antecedents of the 8 years devastation of Obaseki, we are not surprised. And so, but looking at that, it is clear that it's a subtle declaration of war.
You said it's clear that it's a subtle declaration of war, but let's also look at the reason they have given. They said that about 10 of their members were, whisked away by armed men to Abuja. And that, given the circumstance at which these men were arrested and taken to Abuja, number one, why Abuja in the first place? And then number two, why would you arrest this men? They feel that they are being intimidated by security forces or the security apparatus in the state. So, won't you also want to look at that and say that's a valid reason, to sort of subtly protest and let the higher power or the government know that, look, you need to release our people and, for things to go back to normalcy. I would like your take on that.
Well, I'm not a spokesman for the Nigerian police first. But, I followed closely the parley that General Abdulsalam had, with the governor when he came into Edo State. And I will quote, the governor called the Nigerian police force armed bandits. And he did say that the Inspector General of Police sent armed bandits into Edo State. Again, that is an unfortunate event, an unfortunate statement coming out from the mouth of someone who says he's the governor of Edo State. But let's even examine it. Are we saying that the police have no right to protect lives and properties? Or we are saying we don't know that on the 18th of July this year, in the full glare of, Obaseki's armed militia at Benin Airport, an Inspector Ano, who is the bodyguard of the APC gubernatorial candidate, was murdered in cold blood. And so do we expect the police to fold their hands and see security operatives being killed and nothing is being done? But of course, the police inspector general, like you have earlier said, had weighed in on it and said he's not aware of PDP members being arrested, but of course of criminals. And are we therefore saying criminals should not be crime should not be dealt with in Edo State because there are PDP members?
Okay, you made reference to the governor, right, in your statement. I think we should listen to what the governor, said as regards this matter. Let's take a listen. Okay.
As we speak, there are about 10 in detention in Abuja without trial. 2 days ago, they came to pick up a local government chairman. This man, this chairman was going back home. He was attacked and shot at. And the police, he reported, and the police said he should come to give evidence. He came, they arrested him. And as I speak, he's in Abuja. I'm saying, how? Even if offenses were committed in Edo State, why would you not charge the offenses here and try them here? Why take them to Abuja? I mean, are these offenses of high treason? And then in Abuja, why not charge them to court in Abuja? The police, the IG's office came in and obtained warrants to arrest 60 PDP supporters. 60.
60.
Yes, they have the warrants. So all just essentially driving all our leaders into hiding. And for me, my role as the chief security officer is being made nonsense of by the IG. Because the commission arrests, I heard somebody was arrested, the chairman was arrested. I called the commissioner. I said, please, I understand this has happened. Please look into it and let me know. He said, I'll come back to you, sir. And he just refused, he ignored me, didn't say anything. It was the next morning at 4 a.m. he moved that.
I mean, you had part of what the governor said. It painted a clear picture of intimidation there. He said one of them who even came with a report was also picked up and locked up. And he also asked that if these offenses were committed, why take them to Abuja? Why not, I mean, if they were committed in Edo State, why not try them there? Why whisk them away to Abuja? Are they offenses of high treason? I'd like you to react to that.
Okay, Dakpo, like I said, I'm not a spokesman for the
but you belong to the All Progressives Congress, and the PDP feels that federal might, and intimidation is playing here.
Yes. So first of all, let's even assume that there is an issue and all that. Is that a reason for not signing the peace accord? Number one. Secondly, the truth is that the governor is being clever by the half. Is it, if somebody is a PDP member, is it precluded from the police investigation? And the police is saying that they are not aware of political intimidation. And as high as the Inspector General has made that statement, like I'm not holding brief for the police, but the governor is sitting before respectable statesmen like General Abdusalam Abubakar and making his complaint and going ahead to still snub that same general.
So you asked the question. You asked the question.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
I am going somewhere because the governor knows pretty well that the reasons, because he talks about being the chief security officers of Edo State. Is he not therefore aware that a policeman has been murdered in cold blood on the streets of Benin. And so is the police therefore not entitled to take, steps to investigate that crime? Let him, and he is not to dictate to the police the way they should conduct their investigation, whether it's in Benin or anywhere. The truth is that at the end of the day, the police should be allowed to do their jobs. But coming to link it, to political intimidation is actually being clever by half, like I said, because in Edo State, Obaseki is aware that he has a militia group, the Edo Vigilante Group. Edo Vigilante Group has created a mayhem on the Edo people. As we speak, in Esako local government, 3 people have been attacked. In Akoko Edo local government, people have been attacked. I can give.
Do you have evidence to this?
It's
the attacks you mentioned.
People, yes, what I'm telling you is that people are being attacked all over the state by the Edo Vigilante.
Do you have evidence, sir?
Policeman. Oh, the evidence are very clear. We know today that on the 18th of July, there was a killing of a police orderly of distinguished Senator Monday Okwevolo. How can, the governor therefore be saying that, there is nothing that, has happened? A policeman, an inspector of police have died, and the police do not have the, the right to, arrest suspects. And,
okay, but my question to you is this: you said the local militia are attacking residents or some residents in Edo State.
Oh yes.
Do you have evidence to buttress that, to back that up?
In February 2023, I was right there, conducting elections in my locality. And I can tell you, I saw people with axes coming to attack. I had to use, our boys, with our policemen to look for alternative route to deliver polling materials to the rack centers in Aroko in Edo State. So to say whether I have an expert, as a matter of fact, I was the target of attack in my community in Ewere. It took boys from my community to hold, to take turns to guide my bedrooms before I could leave the community, with my legs and limbs. So talking about experience, whether I've experienced it, I have had first-hand experience of the vigilante group that the governor has unleashed on the people of Edo State. And in the news, you have in Ekpoma, the university town, there are 3 people who have been who are right now lying critically ill in the hospital. In Akoko Edo, this same vigilante group have attacked. So one of the sins of the Inspector General, I believe, is the disbanding of the Edo vigilante group that the governor had thought he will use to create brigandage and cause fear. And I thought that they haven't spent 8 years as the governor of Edo State. The governor should begin to think, like a statesman.
Okay.
For Abdusalam Abubakar and Father Matthew Kuka to have left their bases and come, we knew what happened in 2015. Yes.
Mr. Ohakire, sorry to interrupt your line of thought, but we're seriously pressed for time. Let me ask you this straight. There are also concerns, security concerns in the state ahead of the polls. Does the APC share similar concerns? And also, please, I'm going somewhere. The PDP has said that the IGP appears to be one-sided. The talk of federal might, by the ruling party, the APC, which is your party. Now, my question to you is this. Is there credence to that? And does the APC also share security concerns ahead of the polls?
In 2020, Obaseki contested an election under PDP. There was federal might, and he won that election. So where is this talk about federal might? He's just afraid of his shadow because of the terrible performance records that he has had. As we speak today, the developments, the money, the kind of money that Obaseki has thrown Edo into by way of debt is humongous. For somebody who got, who came into governance and met just a patry debt of 43 billion naira and has sunk Edo into a debt profile of 500 billion, I think the governor is just simply afraid of his shadows, because the Edo people have rejected him, and he knows that himself and his godson, are up to, defeat in the upcoming election. And so because of that, they want to, rake in issues that are neither here nor there. Because this same Obaseki actually won an election in 2020 under a federal might. So how, if he thinks that, why didn't he make, all those statements then? But now, because the Edo is clear, the palace, because he has perpetually fought the palace, he has fought PDP that even gave him a shelter. Everybody, I was in PDP. I had to leave PDP because he hunted us out. I am of the PDP extraction that you call the legacy group. I was one of the delegates that was to have, participated in the world congresses, that, Asue, his godson, was said to have won. And they hindered us, and we could not even participate in world congresses under the political party. And so we were forced to leave. So Obaseki is afraid of certain defeat, and he just wants to rake up issues that are neither here nor there. He should allow the police do their job.
All right,
the
Mr.
Police
Dennis
Inspector
Ohakire
is as professional as you can have him.
All right, Mr. Dennis Ohakire, thank you so much for your time. APC Chieftain joining virtually from Edo State. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Dakbo, and thanks for having me.
All right, great.
And for once, Obaseki should be told to behave like a statesman, having governed Edo State for 8 years, and not to subtly declare war on the people of Edo State. It's unfortunate because he will have blood on his hands.
All right, thank you for your time once again.